Basically, everybody's feeling the fire of what Trump has caused. Let's get right into the video.
I'm here to speak about the whole ICE situation and everything going on. Hold on. I'm not the type of person to come on social media crying, but it's hard not to, seeing what our people are going through right now. And being pregnant, 20 weeks pregnant, does not help either. Since all this mess started in January, I've been nothing but crying.
The mainstream media is not telling us the truth about what's happening in California, so here it is.
They just released a pepper grenade. Oh, I had to get out of the way. Look, they're all getting back, look. Look. I got out of the way. Oh, shit. Just in time. I got a little bit of it.
So Latinos for Trump have finally spoken against him. It took y'all long enough. Actually, y'all should have did that shit before y'all even elected this man. Because I'm saying, yes, y'all helped elect this man. And now what's going on in Los Angeles is y'all fault. It is y'all fault.
All these immigration ICE raids, you guys, it ain't no fucking joke. They are going hard, okay? They're going hard. They're going to businesses. These businesses are giving up their own hard-working people. Can y'all believe that? They're giving up their own people. They're opening up the doors.
We have breaking news right now. The founders of Latinos for Trump, Florida State Senator Ileana Garcia, is now coming out and blasting the Trump administration's immigration policy, calling it inhumane, the mass deportation efforts that the Trump administration has engaged in. This is a serious statement, and the dam is breaking as we speak. According to the Miami Herald, she said, quote, "This is not what we voted for. I have always supported Trump through thick and thin. However, this is unacceptable and inhumane."
To all of the Latinos who voted for Trump, especially those who have undocumented friends or family members, I told you so.
What is so tragic about what is going on in our country right now, particularly the mass deportation protests and riots that's happening in Los Angeles, is that it didn't have to be. It did not have to come to this. And I only have sympathy for the children who are being traumatized.
So Latinos for Trump have finally spoken against him. It took y'all long enough. Actually, y'all should have did that shit before y'all even elected this man. Because I'm saying, yes, y'all helped elect this man. And now what's going on in Los Angeles is y'all fault. It is y'all fault. Y'all divided y'all vote. And you put this man in office, and what is he doing? He's going against people who are innocent. He's rounding up anybody and everybody that looks like your demographic. He don't give a fuck about warrants. Hell, I am so happy to see that y'all are out there. The ones that didn't vote for him are out there fighting against these ICE agents and not allow them to take anybody. Now I'm going to say this. Y'all need to pay attention, because they will deploy the National Guard if they get access to that shit. That is ICE agent director's initiative tonight, is to try to get the National Guard on the ground against everybody that is protesting these roundups against ICE agents. So, y'all in my prayers. That's all I can do. Y'all are in my prayers. But Latinos for Trump, y'all asses should be out there. This is y'all fault. This is partly y'all fault, that your people are being rounded up like cattle and sent to places that some of them have never seen before. Get y'all asses out there. Don't do a call out on the damn internet or media. Go get on the ground.
I'm not the type of person to come on social media crying, but it's hard not to, seeing what our people are going through right now. And being pregnant, 20 weeks pregnant, does not help either. Since all this mess started in January, I've been nothing but crying. And I know it's not good for me or the baby, but I can't help it because they said they wanted criminals out of this country, but they're raiding workplaces. It's not a crime to be illegal in this country. It's not a crime to come to a new country to want a better future for yourself, for your kids. That's not a crime. And what's happening to in LA is not okay. Sometimes I feel guilty because I want to get off social media and just delete everything because it's not good for my mental health right now due to my pregnancy. But at the same time, I can't stay quiet because if I stay quiet, that means I'm staying quiet for my people. For the 6-year-old Esmeralda who came from Mexico, that they have no legal status at that time and for many years. This is not okay, guys. I just want this nightmare to be over.
Did you all see all of these images that are coming out of Los Angeles? For those that don't know, there was a major ICE operation. Y la comunidad, la gente, they were not messing with it. So it sparked some protests, and law enforcement responded to those protests like this. With people wearing tactical gear, throwing tear gas at the protesters, and just creating fear around the community. According to the latest reports, at least 44 people have been arrested or abducted, depending on how you see things. And as of right now, some high-profile officials, including the governor, have criticized the way that ICE has gone about this. In general, the protests are about telling folks to stop separating families. Because the raids are not about protecting the community, they're about instilling fear and telling folks that they are not welcome in this country. And the huge group of the people that they have been arresting have no criminal record or even a warrant against them. To the protesters, I just want to let you know that I'm with you. As somebody who's undocumented with undocumented family, thank you for standing in solidarity with us. Thank you for speaking out, because seeking a safe place to live is a human right, and what's happening with these raids is not okay. Pero familia, what do you all think about this? Como siempre, I will keep you updated, so please stay in touch.
To all the Latinos for Trump, specifically the Mexicans, the Mexican Americans, on this Mother's Day weekend, if you have an undocumented mom, I want you to look her straight in the eyes and tell her Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Thank you for crossing the border and risking your life just so I could be born here, grow up, and be a freaking sellout and vote against you. Happy Mother's Day, Mom, and sorry for voting for a guy that wants you out of this country just because I want her more money, just because of the economy. Happy Mother's Day, Mom, and let's hope you don't get deported.
Like, how are you guys handling this? Because I can't. Like, they are hunting us down like animals.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you don't listen to black women or people of color to say, don't vote for this man. Just because you look like his skin color, do not vote for this fucking man. And here we are. Yeah, they're hunting all of us down like fucking animals because that's what they see us as, is animals. And you want to come on here crying and complaining. That's the problem, is everyone who was fucking light-skinned Latino or whatever the fucking case may be thought that y'all would get a free pass just because you guys were light-skinned enough. But y'all definitely weren't white-skinned enough, and that's the problem. You really thought they had your fucking best interests at heart, and they're not. And it's fucking embarrassing that this country is literally building itself on literally racism. That's what this country is now. It's no longer home of the free, land of the brave. It's land of the racists and land of the white hooded people who want to go ahead and control every goddamn thing. Literally, that's all it is. So don't jump on here crying and complaining saying, are you guys okay with this? Of course we're not fucking okay with it. But this is the consequences of your guys' fucking actions, and it's fucking disappointing because every goddamn time, it never fucking fails, the people that are light-skinned enough always fucking think they're white-skinned enough to go ahead and pass. And the people that are pissed off when they read this fucking video and be like, what do you mean white? The people who are white already know that I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the racist motherfuckers in this goddamn country.
To all the self-hating Latinos that are so proud that they voted for this, constantly commenting under all my posts saying, great, we voted for this, and saying my family did it the legal way so everyone else needs to as well. First of all, that's not pride. that's privilege, and it's being weaponized. Your family may have come here when the system actually let people in, when quotas were different, when the rules were clear, but now the legal way doesn't even exist for most people. The system is broken on purpose. It's designed to keep people out. Brown people, poor people, our people. You say you voted for this because of law and order, but what law and order tells armed men to chase down people who are just trying to survive? And now due process is being systematically dismantled. They're not just going after criminals, they're going after families. So when you say, great, we voted for this, and you're happy about it, you're not defending your culture. You're defending the people who are erasing it. You can have pride in your roots without turning your back on the people that are still trying to grow theirs. We need to stop siding with the oppressor just because we got lucky. Because next time, you might be the one that they're coming for.
To every National Guard member out there, remember your oath. You swore to defend the Constitution, not obey political cowards labeling protest as insurrection. Put down your weapon if it's pointed at your own people. You're not here to enforce a party's fear. You're here to protect rights, even when they're loud, angry, or inconvenient. Don't become the tool of a man who treats dissent like treason. Remember your oath and act like it.
While I'm watching these protests, I noticed something. Now, the whole reason that they're supposed to be protesting is because President Trump has made sure that ICE has gone there to try to deport, especially the criminal illegal immigrants. Now, tell me why all of them have flags of their own country. If they love the United States, they don't want to get deported back to their home countries, why are they carrying the flags of their home countries? Wouldn't you think if they want to carry the flag of their own countries, then they wouldn't care about going back home? I'm not getting this. So I'm trying to understand what is the logic of, okay, I don't want to be deported back to my home country, but here's my flag. Do y'all understand this? Does it make sense to you? I'm just not getting it, because it seems like to me, if they don't want to go back to their home countries, they would be waving an American flag, wouldn't they? If they really like our country, wouldn't they be waving our flag right now? But guess what? All of them are waving their country's flag. You know what? If I were one of those law enforcement people, if you're waving somebody else's flag, I would assume that you would be one of the first people to want to get on that bus and go back home.
So let me get this straight. Things are so bad in LA that they have to deploy 2,000 National Guard people, but this same fascist dictator shows up to UFC at 11:30? You were deploying the National Guard on American soil, and you're sitting here going to the UFC event? Yeah, it seems like a very big emergency, Donnie boy. So just like we warned all of you before the election, he is going to be a dictator. He is a dictator. Dictatorship is here right now.
What is so tragic about what is going on in our country right now, particularly the mass deportation protests and riots that's happening in Los Angeles, is that it didn't have to be. It did not have to come to this. And I only have sympathy for the children who are being traumatized and whose lives are being upended by what is going on because of the foolish adults in their community. When I see headlines about what's going on with mass deportations, I keep hearing that jingle that they played throughout the election cycle for the Cheeto in Chief. You know the jingle, I will vote for Donald Trump. That jingle that was created by Latinos for Trump is going to haunt that community probably for years to come. But I'm glad that as a community, Black folks, we're keeping out of it. We tried to warn them. Kamala Harris tried to warn them. And then on top of our warnings, it's not like the Cheeto in Chief and his MAGA cult made it a secret about what they were planning to do if they got into power. They clearly said it. How you vote against your own interest in an election, and now your community is paying such a heavy price, is beyond me. But oh well. They're going to have to figure this out on their own. Black people were not going to be Captain Save-A-Ho this time. But it did.
Feeling right now, and I'm talking about the ones that voted for Trump. How can they live with themselves? Because we just had the Supreme Court that said they don't have any protections. Remember that video that I made that they were waiting for a Hail Mary? They really thought that there was going to be a Hail Mary jump for the court, and they didn't blame Trump at all for him lifting the TBS, talking about it was unlawful. So how you feeling? How you feeling? Because tú votaste por Trump, right? Tú dijiste, este es mi hombre. Este es mi hombre. He hates you. He hates you. Y no lo entiende, ¿la? Y no te ama. He looks at you as less than a person. So here we are, in which TPS is no longer like a really a legal option. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but now a lot of Venezuelans are going to have to leave. Thank you to all those Trumper Venezuelans. You did this to your own people. Bye.
Everything that Trump is trying to do, man. Because when these people came up here, man, these people that came up here to commit serious crimes against American citizens, they came up here brave, man. Like, what's the worst that can happen? We go up there, they arrest us and what? They send us back to the country. We don't lose a thing, bro. Next thing you know, Trump wins, man. Open up his eyes. He's like, shit, they got us. Hey, man, drop me off in Venezuela. All right, bro, we're going to say to Guantanamo, Venezuela. Guantanamo, Venezuela? I've been living in Venezuela a very long time, bro. I ain't never heard of no Guantanamo. Oh, you ain't going to Venezuela, buddy. You going to Cuba. Cuba? I don't know nobody in Cuba. I don't even know how to swim. Listen, can we negotiate? Can you tell me, can you send me to El Salvador? I heard you guys are sending people to El Salvador. Nah, that's too close to home, man. We don't trust you, man. You're going to illegally migrate outside of El Salvador, man. We're going to place you somewhere, bro, where you can't illegally migrate nowhere. The only place you're going to be able to illegally migrate is Atlantis, bro. You going to Cuba, man. Nah, but no jokes aside, man, Trump has gotten really creative, bro. We're getting rid of these people, man. People thought they were going to come over here, man, to mess around, and it was going to be all sweet, bro. They found out the hard way, man. That the Republican Party is the party of law and order, man.
My husband told me today to take my blood pressure medication. And I said, yeah, I need to. Because ever since December 31st of last year, I have been losing my mind. My blood pressure has been up. I think none of us actually celebrated New Year's Eve, have we? Because I don't think anybody was happy, because we all felt the impending doom of Donald Trump becoming president. And we knew we had to say, I told you so. I told you so. To anybody that passed by, I told you so. Now he's talking about 600,000 Venezuelans. Their asylum status, I guess, is going to be taken away. That was under the Biden plan. So those people have to leave out of this country. There was an incident with a Puerto Rican family just because they were speaking Spanish. ICE don't even ask questions. They just take them. Y'all motherfuckers be trying the wrong one. Ooh, be trying the wrong one. And then just because they speak in Spanish, this is why discrimination should not happen. Racism should not happen. But because they spoke Spanish, took them. That must have been a little bit traumatic for them. But they're not the only ones, because there's plenty of people that are citizens that are being sent to the detention center, and then they sort it out whenever they feel like it. You guys are going to get sued every which way. And although you may have like the federal government involved, the DOJ or whatever, we still have these lower courts. You're going to have to take it all the way to the Supreme Court. And we know who they're beholden to, right? However, I got a feeling the Republicans are not going to play this shit any longer. I got a feeling people are going to get sick and tired of Trump's shit, because their constituents are going to come back at them. What the hell are you doing? What are you signing up for? Why are you doing our people wrong? Especially in those red states in which they depend heavily on this Medicaid, Section 8, SNAP benefits, WIC. This is unbelievable. I just had to say my rants. I'm sorry, it's a soliloquy, but I am so done right now. But I'm going to tell you something. We are a community, and so we are going to have to learn how to reach out to each other, and even people that voted for Trump and realized their mistakes, and people that were third-party voters and realized their mistakes, we might have to bring them to the fold. And I'm still gonna tell them, like, you fucked around and found out. And I hope they realize that they have to listen to this message, because they did fuck around and find out. Like, we are really bearing the consequences of their actions. But as long as they put in the work in, then maybe we can build a bridge. I don't know. What do you think?
I cried to my boss this morning, and I cried because I'm stuck in a bureaucratic limbo. I'm a Venezuelan immigrant in the US. I went to high school here, I went to college here. I've lived my whole adult life in the US, and I came here the right way, the legal way. I've paid taxes over 8 years. I've done all the stuff that I'm supposed to do. I'm doing everything in my hands that I have to get a work visa, and I literally exploded. I lost it today. I never cried about it to someone else other than my family, but I called my boss and I told him the only way that I have to stay in the US permanently is to get a work visa, because the other way that I had was marrying someone. But guess what? I fell in love and he's from my same city. So there goes getting an American boyfriend. Like, he's in the same exact position that I'm in, and it's just really scary times. I've never committed a crime. I know I'm not their targeted, like, immigrant, alien, whatever you want to call it. But I'm still scared, and I'm scared because I don't want to go back to somewhere where I'm gonna be scared for my life every single day. Like, and I feel like people don't really get that. I've lived like since I'm 16. I've been in Texas, and this has been my second home. All the opportunities I've had, all the friends I have, everything I have is here. My whole family is here, and I'm just scared that that's gonna go away. And I know the situation's not with me. Like, I know I shouldn't be as scared as I am, but I haven't been able to sleep just thinking about my options. And I don't want to go to Canada. It's too cold. So I've never cut in the internet either, but it's just like, I'm going through it, and I know there's other people that are going through it. So, you know, you have to be empathetic. You don't have to agree with the political views. You don't have to agree with what ICE is doing. You don't have to agree with any of that. But we can agree, we can all feel bad for people being scared. I don't want to go back to somewhere I don't know myself. Or I'm gonna be alone, and I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to go somewhere where I'm gonna be alone. And it's just that scary thought of losing everything I've worked so hard for. It could go away because I don't have a granted, like, stay in the US. I don't have my political asylum. Has been in immigration for 7 years. Still no answer. My mom's sibling's visa has been approved since 2014, and we still have to wait for a visa to become available. And guess what? I don't even qualify because I'm over 25. Well, I'm not even 25 yet, but by the time that comes out, I'm gonna be 25, so I don't qualify anymore. So I don't know what else to do. I'm looking for a work visa, but you know how it's really hard because you're literally putting a target in your back whenever you apply for a job, and you press that little box that says I might need sponsorship in the future. They're not gonna hire you. So I don't know. It's just really scary times, and I just wanted to talk to you guys. Me comí un chocolatico también porque it's really hard. It's really freaking hard, and I've never committed a crime in my life. I came here legally. I've done all the processes. I've paid taxes over the years, and I'm still super scared because I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's going on, and I know we don't know even half of it because we're not in the White House. We don't know what's going on in the White House. We don't know anything. So I try to not look at social media because I'm gonna get scared, but I end up scaring myself with my own thoughts. So that's where I'm at today, and I just wanted to put it out there to be empathetic with all immigrants. Well, with everyone. Everyone's going through something. And, you know, it's just really hard to get it together, like to stay together. I just had to get it out.
The biggest misconception Americans have about Latinos is that they think that all Latinos want exactly what the Venezuela immigrants have come here to get. Nothing could be further from the truth. Just because we're Latinos, does that mean that we agree that all Latinos that cross the border in Mexico should come to the U.S. and get free housing? No. Just because we're Latinos, does that mean that we agree that Venezuela immigrants should get a food stamp card? Absolutely not. Just because we're Latinos, does that mean that we support all those Venezuelans who show up at every town hall meeting and demand that they get free housing? Hell no. Because the recent influx of immigrants that have come from Venezuela do not represent the rest of the Latino community. We are appalled that these people will come, cross the border, and demand free housing, demand food stamps, demand cultural friendly food. Who does that? The reason why we don't agree with those Latinos is because we have all paid our dues. Yeah, that's right. Before I became a teacher, I wiped old people's butts. I cleaned toilets. I cleaned houses. Yeah, we have all paid our dues. We came to this country and we never asked for a handout. That has never been what Latinos are about. Latinos are never here to ask for a handout. That's why we cannot identify with these group of people. Even their own Venezuelan people, the hardworking Venezuelan people that come to this country, they can't stand them. It's a special group of people that have crossed the border and they have come to the U.S. to commit crime. No one in South America wants them, even their own country. Nicolás Maduro is not taking them back. And now we're stuck with them.
The Venezuelan migrants are starting to get deported. This is why I quite feel bad for them, man, because the level of entitlement that these people have had, I have never seen in my entire life this level of entitlement. There's a video right now that I was tagged in, man, that's going viral of this Venezuelan dude that was talking. He was pretty much bragging about the fact that he came here, he's living for free. And he says, it's not my problem, it's not our problem, the fact that y'all bought into the scam and y'all stressed out because y'all gotta pay bills and y'all gotta do all this and y'all gotta work hard. Us, we didn't come here for that, man. We came here to live like we lived in Venezuela, man, where the government's gonna take care of us. And I'm like, first of all, there's no way in hell that back in Venezuela, they were living as good as they're living here, right? But the point is that he was walking through New York City streets, bro, bragging about the fact that they give him a little red card, right, with $1,000 a month, right? They're paying for their rent, they're paying for everything pretty much, right? And he's living for free. He was bragging about the fact. The title of the video, he says, 1 year living free in New York. Crazy, bro. But whatever, the point is that the enemy came for this dude, right? And then he came back talking about, I'm gonna sue you, I'm gonna sue New York, I'm gonna sue everybody. You're not gonna be able to mess with me. And I'm like, yo, these people are literally insane, bro. Like, I've never seen this level of entitlement for people who came from another country here. And it's like, give us everything, man. And if you don't, man, sue. Yo, he said he's gonna sue New York, man. Him saying he's gonna sue the state